Think nature did not design the dog to be your best friend. It designed it to be a 400-pound bone-pulverizing nightmare. You look at your Labrador. You see loyalty. Companionship. A creature sculpted by millennia of human selection. But this is not where the canine story begins. The origin is darker, older, and far more violent. 15 million years ago, in the scorched grasslands of Miocene North America, there walked a predator that makes the modern wolf look like a prototype. The Epicyon. A name that translates, roughly, to more than a dog. And the name is an understatement. This was not a wolf with a glandular problem. This was something else entirely. A borophagene, the bone-crushing subdivision of the canid family tree. A lineage so specialized for destruction that it shared more mechanical DNA with spotted hyenas than with any golden retriever you have ever touched. 16,000 newtons. That is the bite force paleontologists have calculated from the fossilized skull architecture. To put that number in perspective, the largest American alligators generate the same pressure. Your jaw produces roughly 700. The Epicyon could have bitten through your femur the way you bite through a breadstick. And they hunted in coordinated packs. For 15 million years, this formula worked. Apex dominance. Uncontested. The most successful canid lineage to ever walk the earth. So here is the question that should disturb you. If this was the pinnacle, the most powerful, most specialized, most successful canid to ever exist, why did evolution suddenly pull the plug? Why does this creature no longer exist, while the smaller, weaker, generalist wolves survive to become your pets? The answer is not what you expect. It is not a meteor. Not a plague. Not competition from cats. It is something far more unsettling. To understand why this titan was erased from the fossil record, you first need to understand what it was built to do. And that starts with the teeth. The premolars of the Epicyon were not teeth in any sense you understand. They were industrial ore crushers, pyramid-shaped grinders engineered to withstand the structural failure of fossilized bone. Your molars would shatter like porcelain under the same stress loads. The Epicyon's premolars absorbed that force and asked for more. Behind them sat the canines. Not positioned at the front of the mouth, where you would expect them. These were set further back, near the hinge of the jaw. Focal point stress injectors, like the fulcrum of a pair of bolt cutters, maximizing leverage at the point of penetration. Every pound of pressure from the masseter muscles was concentrated into 2 points of catastrophic entry. The jaw itself operated on a different principle than modern canids. This was not a snapping mechanism. It was a locking mechanism. Once closed, the Epicyon's bite did not release until the bone surrendered. 16,000 newtons, delivered through architecture designed for one purpose: total structural annihilation of skeletal material. But the jaws were only the delivery system. What they were delivering was something far more disturbing. Consider what the Epicyon actually perceived. Its vision was not sharp in the way human vision is sharp. It was motion optimized, a biological targeting system calibrated for the heat shimmer of open savanna. Dichromatic, yes. Limited color range. But within that range, movement registered with terrifying precision. A twitch of muscle at 300 meters. A shift in weight before a prey animal even knew it was going to run. The sound of a successful hunt was not a roar. It was a crack. 160 decibels, the acoustic signature of a major herbivore's pelvis being snapped in half. That is the volume of a jet engine. The Epicyon did not just hear the death of its prey. It felt the confirmation through its own skeleton. 400 pounds of muscle and bone, transmitting the vibration of collapse through the ground and into its frame. And across 300 meters of shimmering Miocene heat, something moved. A 2-ton Telioceros, a rhinoceros ancestor built like a biological tank. The Epicyon's pupil dilated. This was the target. Not because the rhino was weak. Because it was nutritionally optimal. Inside the femur of that rhinoceros lay the prize. Bone marrow, lipid-rich, calorie-dense, inaccessible to any predator without the hydraulic force to crack the vault. The Epicyon was a living skeleton key. 16,000 newtons of pressure, applied to the weakest point of the bone until the cortex failed and the marrow oozed free like liquid gold. We know this happened. Not through speculation. Through evidence preserved in fossilized feces. Coprolite's ancient dung turned to stone, containing fragments of crushed bone. The Epicyon did not just kill. It disassembled its prey down to the molecular level. A body built for torque, not speed. A jaw designed for stationary crushing, not pursuit. A frame that could demolish anything that could not run away. But in the Miocene, something was about to start running. Everything. The environment that created the Epicyon was not stable. It was a volatile arena, oscillating between lush woodland and skeletal grassland on geological timescales. The Epicyon evolved in the dense cover, an ambush predator that did not need to chase because the forests funneled prey into killing zones. The atmosphere of the Miocene pressed down with a weight we would call oppressive. Thick. Humid. Inescapable. The Epicyon thrived in this pressure, its stocky frame radiating heat through short bursts of explosive violence followed by long periods of stillness. And then, over 5 million years, the climate shifted. The humidity drained. The forests retreated like a tide pulling back from the shore. The heat did not kill directly. The thirst did. Water sources shrank. Prey animals adapted, their legs grew longer, their bodies leaner, their instincts sharper. The sound of prey changed. Lighter. Faster. Hooves that did not wait. The Epicyon, all 170 kilograms of it, could not follow. Here is the detail that haunts the fossil record. The Epicyon's molars show evidence of plant material. Berries. Roots. The ultimate bone-crushing apex predator, reduced to scavenging vegetation to survive a world that was leaving it behind. For 15 million years, the Epicyon was the answer. And then the world changed the question. Which makes you wonder, what question were we the answer to? The Epicyon was not a primitive dog. It was a maximalist dog, a design so specialized for raw power that it became brittle when the rules changed. Every gram of evolutionary investment had gone into crushing force. Nothing remained for speed. Nothing for endurance. Nothing for flexibility. This is the maximalist trap. The same pattern that dooms every empire that invests everything in one weapon. The Epicyon was not defeated by a stronger predator. It was made irrelevant by a faster world. You believe your dogs are the pinnacle of the canine lineage. The truth is colder. You are living with the budget versions, the generalists that survived because they were not too heavy to move, not too specialized to adapt. What they lost in crushing power, they gained in options. The wolves that became your companions are the descendants of compromise. And the pack behavior you admire in modern canids? That detail planted early in this account? It was not strategy. It was desperation. A lone Epicyon could not hunt in the new open grasslands. Too slow. Too heavy. Too visible. The pack was not a tactical advantage for a thriving species. It was life support for a failing one. The only way a slow, heavy titan could survive in a world that was accelerating beyond its design specifications. The same behavior. Two meanings. One separated from the other by extinction. We stand now at the edge of another environmental shift. Climate systems destabilizing. Ecosystems reorganizing. Species adapting or vanishing. The question that lingers is not academic. When the environment shifts again, and it will our world favor the beautiful generalist, the creature that can eat anything and go anywhere? Or will it demand the return of the bone crusher? The Miocene gave its answer 15 million years ago. The answer is still sinking into the silence of deep time. And we are all still waiting to learn what the next world will require of the survivors.